and then do a classic tune by the Memphis Jug Band called the Memphis Shakedown. So I'll do the taters. Cool. is a little different. This is a story song. I have a couple of story songs, and I've been focusing on the stories of music as well as the music itself. A lot of music has a story to it. People have their stories. And so this is from a musical that I was lucky to be in a little production of called Bright Star. And when I heard this song, it just really spoke to me because of the experience of my life. I can relate to it. So, and because I'm doing story time concerts at bookstores and working on the idea of the stories behind music, I thought I'd also fit well to that too. So this is called If You Knew My Story. It's by Steve Martin and Edie Burkell. If you knew my story, you'd have a hard time believing me. You'd think I was lying. Joy and sorrow never last. I'll die trying not to live in the past. If you knew my story, my heaven and my hell. If you knew my story, you'd have a good story to tell. I left my clothes on that cold river rock, my cares and my woes rolled up in my socks. I lay down on that mountain stream, and that icy water rushed over me. If you knew my story, my heaven and my hell. If you knew my story, you'd have a good story to tell. Tell me I'm not alone. Tell me I'm not alone. Many backs have broken from lesser weight, I know. I was born to carry more than I can hold. Even though I stumble, even though I fall, you'll never see me crumble, you'll never see me crawl. If you knew my story, my head and my hell. If you knew my story, you'd have a good story to tell. Tell me I'm not alone. Tell me I'm not alone. Even though I stumble, even though I fall, you'll never see me crumble, you'll never see me crawl. And then the other story song is about a bunch of stories. It's actually a story of a bunch of storybook characters having a party. It's a very old song from the early 1900s and still is meaningful today. And it's called Storybook Ball. Should switch to some washboard playing here. Got some fancy thimbles going on. Yeah, some bling.
Yeah, there's this guy who sells rhythm bones, and he sold a lot of these, but he's not in business, so these are like now really hot.
Oh, wow. and then some. Up in Mother Lisa's book in the nursery, Simple Simon says, I'm feeling sad. Said Peter Piper's daughter, so am I. I think we oughta do something that'll make the kitties glad. Smarty says, gonna have a party. And he called the people running in the shoe. Found the cat, she got the fiddle, and played high diddle, diddle. And what happened next, I'm gonna tell to you. Little Jack Horner eating pie in the corner, stuck in his thumb, pulled out the plum. Little Lucy Muffin sitting on her cup, and she said, yum, yum, won't you give me some? Little George Porgy with a pudding and pie, Miss Mary got the carrot and made her cry. Little Bo Peep lost her shoes, she couldn't find them, all the tails behind them. Peter Pumpkin either had a wife who couldn't keep her at the ball out in the hall. So Humpty Dumpty met her and settled the belt, get her, I'll make her fall, and that's all. Being cold out, merry old soul up to mother clothes a big, big rule by a lollipop and pretty said, please tell the story with the ball. Do. They danced and danced early in the morning. They really didn't know when to stop. So as the day was gone and the kitties all were down, we got out on the run and pick up the lot. Jack and Vicky started, right over that candlestick he flew. Little Tommy Tucker started singing worse, sung around, what was the jam on reach out? The piper picked up like a pickled peppers, walking through the hall, the brown stall. Dun, 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 they stole the dinner away and ran through the hall. What a squall! Polly took the kettle on and he got home. They had to eat porridge till I was 9 days old. Jack fell down until broke the ground with simple water. They had an otter. Long 20 pockets they were baking in a pie, and they were sing and sing. Wasn't counting off the way for little Rick Rock for a king and queen. When the sheriff said the name band came to the queen of hearts. Come on, hurry up, I need breakfast and tarts. She did it, yeah, she did it. Had to get a story to the ball. She did it, had to get a story to the ball. Doodly doopy doo. Okay, now tell a little bit more of the story of my journey of learning music and my greatest influences. And my greatest influence for string band music, old time music, mandolin music, international old time music is a guy named Kenny Hall, who passed away almost 10 years ago when he was 90. And he was a blind musician that lived in Fresno, California, and grew up going to the School for the Blind in Berkeley. And there he was taught a lot of music that he rebelled against because he didn't want to learn classical music and wasn't into jazz, he was into this old stuff. Old radio shows, old records, old people. So he just became a wealth of knowledge, and he also played mandolin with his fingernail, which I'm not going to do. But he was really great, and he was my friend and kind of took me under his wing when I didn't really know much about old time music. So I was really lucky to learn from him and spend time with him. And his mandolin style is very distinct, and I'm going to just play one set of tunes that he did that I feel like demonstrates his mandolin style. And so here it goes, it's the Red Wing Medley. I also have a music book that is an encyclopedic source of tunes and stories. It's a cross between a music book and a biography about Kenny Hall. And I did not transcribe it, but I used that music book to learn a lot of his music, and it's available on my little merch table there because I take it with me so I can help spread his legacy. Shoes are squeaking, they need some greasing. Now the moon shines tonight on Charlie Chaplin. Well, he's been scratching mosquito bites. How I love you, my darling little rainbow, my dear. Rainbow, my dear. Rainbow, my dear. How I love you, my darling little rainbow, my dear. Rainbow, my dear. How I love you. And next thing is I met a woman named Rebecca Stout, and we worked together teaching at a music camp, and she has these dance boards that are really fun to use, and they're also, I have a couple of them that are available here on the merch table. And Rebecca has a method of teaching clogging that is very simple, but can sort of like the ABCs of clogging, it's the real rudiments of it. So I started just tapping my foot and doing a couple of her little moves, and while I'm playing fiddle. So I'm going to do a little bit of that right now, a little set of tunes. Well, I went to Toledo and I walked around the block. Went into a bakery shop, I took me a donut, hot off the grease. Handed the lady a 5-cent piece. Well, she looked at the nickel and she looked at me. Said, this nickel's no good, you see, there's a hole in the nickel I can see right through. Said I, there's a hole in your donut too. Turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay. Well, pat him down anyway at all when you're hitting up a tune called Turkey in the Straw. Shortening bread. The baby loves short, short. Baby loves shortening bread. Baby loves short, short. Baby loves shortening bread. play banjo. I have it. Yeah, just play.
That's great. I know it's a banjo tune. I should know it.
Yeah, it's gonna be and the instrumentals are just the first 4 bars. It's just kind of
Awesome.
Jim Queskin was the king of jug band music in the 60s and influenced a lot of people. He's a great guy. He's still going at it. And he usually opens up his shows with this song. Well, I've traveled over this country wide, seeking fortune fair. Up and down both coastlines, I've been most everywhere. Portland East, Portland West, back along the line. I'm on my way to the place that's best, the old hometown of mine. 8 more miles to Louisville, they're coming to my view. 8 more miles on this old road, I'll never more be blue. Who someday that I come back, knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, it's the hometown of my heart. There's bound to be a gal somewhere that you love best of all. Mine lives down in Louisville, she's long and she's tall. She's the kind that you can't find when you're rambling through the land. I'm on my way this very day to win her heart in hand. 8 more miles to Louisville, they're coming to my view. 8 more miles on this old road, I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, that's the hometown of my heart. Well, I can picture in my mind a place where it's settled down. Some little hut for 2, whenever more shall roam. The place that's right for that love side is in them bluegrass hills, where gently flows the Ohio, my place called Louisville. 8 more miles to Louisville, they're coming to my view. 8 more miles on this old road, I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, that's the hometown of my heart. I actually realized I have one CD with me that is from the time that I played with Jim Queskin for the first time, when they did a jug band extravaganza at the Great American Music Hall in San Francisco. And it was crazy because their jug player had died, and I was one of the only people that played the jug around. And so I got called to do this gig, and all of a sudden I was like, whoa, I was on this big stage with a bunch of my heroes. John Sebastian and David Grisman and Dan Hicks, Maria Muldaur, they were all there. And I didn't get credited on the album. It was just a mistake of the record company. Susie Thompson's also on the album and didn't get credited. She's a great fiddle player. So, and Jim actually corrected it by doing a compilation CD that I am credited on. And you can tell on the song Blues My Naughty Sweetie Gives Me, because he goes, "Take it, Morgan!" and I take a little jug solo. But I'm the jug player on that. And yeah, I don't always have those CDs available. I actually do have one copy with me. So, now, a song about bears. If you go down to the woods today for a big surprise, lovely down in the woods today, better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Every teddy bear who's been good is sure of a treat today. There's lots of wonderful games to play. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they hide and seek as long as they please, 'cause that's the way the teddy bears have their picnic. Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a wonderful time today. Watch them catch them unawares and see them picnic on their holidays. See them gaily gad about. They love to play and shout, they never have any cares. At 6 o'clock their mommies and daddies will take them home to bed, 'cause they're tired little teddy bears. If you go down to the woods today, you'd better not go alone. It's lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Byron on the tuba. Yeah. And he made your city soon. You better watch out for the eggplant that ate Chicago. If he's still hungry, the whole country's doomed. He came from outer space, looking for something to eat. He landed in Chicago. He thought Chicago was a treat. It was sweet, it was just like sugar. You better watch out for the eggplant that ate Chicago. Hungry, the whole country's doomed. Space, looking for something to eat. He landed in Chicago. He thought Chicago was a treat. It was sweet, it was just like sugar. You better watch out for the eggplant that ate Chicago. For he made your city soon. You better watch out for the eggplant that ate Chicago. If he's still hungry, the whole country's doomed. It's in trouble. If he's still hungry, the whole country's doomed. Here's a little bit of like early jazz that's also fun and can do jug band style. I can't give you anything but love, baby. That's the only thing I think of, baby. Dream a while, scheme a while. We're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things that you've always pined for. Gee, I love to see you looking swell. Baby, diamond bracelets, Woolworths doesn't sell, my baby. Till that lucky day, you know darn well, baby, I can give you anything but love. And the next one is also kind of early jazz era, but also symbolizes my love of cardboard crafts. And my son, who is 10, and he's not with me on this trip, but maybe he'll come on the next time. He also loves cardboard crafts, and so I make little drums out of pizza boxes, paper plates, and stuff like that. Put alphabet letters on them, so it ties into my whole ABCs of jug band music theme. Teaching about music, the rich tradition of jug band music, but also just the creative side that you can do anything with it, and make drums, make instruments. Made this one the other day, and this song makes me think about that because it's all about imagination and paper, making like a set design for a theater or something. I think that might be what the actual meaning of it is, but it's called It's Only a Paper Moon. They say it's only a paper moon hanging over a cardboard sea. But would it be make-believe if you believed in me? Say it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree. But would it be make-believe if you believed in me? Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe, if you believe, if you believed in me. Washington and Valley Forge, freezing cold, but I spoke George said, "Ba-do-yo, ba-do-yo, no." Crazy words, crazy too. All that George could turn and swim was, "Ba-do-yo, ba-do-yo, no." Oh, ukulele, daily, he was strong, beat him up, dancing and prancing, and then you know, red hot mama. Crazy words, crazy too. All that George could croon and swim was, "Ba-do-yo, ba-do-yo, no." Washington and Valley Forge, freezing cold, but I spoke George said, "Ba-do-yo, ba-do-yo, no." Oh, yo, yo, crazy words, crazy tune. All that George could croon and swim was, "Ba-do-yo, ba-do-yo, no." On his ukulele, daily, he was from Beetle-a-Bum. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajaritos que vienen de fuera. De colores es el arco iris que queremos lucir. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Canta gallo con el quieri, 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 quieri. La gallina con el cara, 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 cara. that theme, I'm gonna do another little fiddle and dance number, but it's a Mexican tune. It's called Jesucita in Chihuahua. This one needs no introduction. Yonder coming down the railroad track. Look yonder coming down the railroad track. It's that orange blossom special, bringing my baby back. Seaboard line. I'm going down to Florida and get some sand in my shoes. Or maybe California and get some sand in my shoes. Catch that orange blossom special and lose these New York blues. That's my thing. Kind of condensed for a set. And now we're going to end this and transition to the orchestra for their set by inviting them all up on stage for the Basin Street Blues. Wherever you can fit in here.
Yeah, I'll need Dot. Please make room for Sonia. You guys might be on the floor. Great, really great.
I'm not soloing on the kids do it. So you guys can shine. Fun. Okay.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Now won't you come along with me down the Mississippi? We'll take the boat to the land of dreams, steam on down the river down to New Orleans. There'll be a band there to greet us, old friends to meet us. Where all the rich and the poor folks meet, heaven on earth they call it Basin Street. Basin Street is the street where the healing in New Orleans, the land of dreams. You never know how much it seems or just how much it really means. I'm glad to be in Surrey, where the welcome is free, where I can lose those Basin Street blues, Baba Basin Street blues. dreams come true.
Yeah, and we'll bring you back up for a song or two on our set here.
Yeah, love